Alright, you guys, it's that time of year again. It's Halloween, and I don't know if you know this, but I'm a big chicken. So when it comes to Halloween games, I tend to stay away from, like, the really spooky stuff. You know, we're talking about, like, the Resident Evil series. I couldn't even get through The Last of Us. So I'm going to give you 5 games that I think are great Halloween-type games that are not scary. First on my list is Alice Madness Returns. I think this fits it to a T in terms of feeling very like Halloween-like. It's an action-adventure game with some platformers, puzzles. It's very gloomy, dreary, creepy, but not overly scary at any point in the game. I played through it at the beginning of the year. I think I was a little harsh on it when I talked about it in games I beat in 2024. It is a really fun game. You do get to platform, you do get to upgrade your weapons. The story is really why you should play the game. The ambience for Halloween is really what I'm aiming at here, but in terms of the story is very much your Alice and you're falling back into madness and you have to piece back together your memories of what happened back when your family died in a fire. And I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't played the game because I still think you should go play it, but there is like kind of a twist at the end and it's a very well thought out story, and the level designs are really pretty, and that's really what gets you to keep moving forward, is seeing what they're gonna have next. What different level designs, what different creatures are you gonna battle. I mean, it can get pretty like gory a little bit sometimes, especially in the beginning sequence of the game, but the design and the atmosphere is very Halloween-like. So I would recommend this as a not spooky, but still trying to get into the season type game to play. Next one on my list, and this one was, I've had it in my collection for a while, but I just recently dabbled into it. Lollipop Chainsaw. Now this game is not serious at all, it's not spooky at all, but there's zombies, and I think that's what really kind of makes it fit. If you know anything about me, I hate zombies. But in this game, it's so over the top and so funny that you don't even care that that's what's happening. And so it's a hack and slash game where you can upgrade different things with learning new moves and upgrading your health bar. The storyline doesn't take itself seriously at all. You're playing a girl in a very skimpy outfit and it has very like over-the-top humor. So I think this one is a perfect, if you like hack and slash, brainless gameplay with not a very serious storyline and you don't like getting spooked out. And if you are scared of zombies, I swear this one is easy to play through. I haven't beaten it, but I'm going to continue playing it, but it's very funny. It's very charming. Apparently don't go play the remake of this one because apparently there was some licensing issues with the music. So you don't get like the really awesome soundtrack that you got in like the Xbox 360 version. So if you're going to play it, if you can, try to stay away from the remastered version because apparently it's got a bunch of problems with it.
Whoa, zombies suck dick at driving.
Next on my list, and I don't think I will ever get tired of mentioning it, is House of the Dead Overkill. This is a rail shooter that you can play on the Wii or the PlayStation 3. I played through it on the Wii, but apparently on the PS3 you can get like a bonus level where it's got some pretty like risque stuff in it that I missed out on. But this game is, again, over the top. If you're seeing a theme here, I really like the outrageous humor type games. In House of the Dead Overkill, they've got many levels to play through. I personally liked playing it on the Wii because I have controllers that make it feel like you're actually playing like a rail shooter. And so the story is just absurd. It's crazy. It's got a weird twist at the end. It's still really funny to play through. I would recommend playing this one co-op if you can. It's on the Wii. You can get it fairly cheap. And if you're somebody who doesn't like that like early 2000s over-the-top humor type stuff, you can also just play like a traditional House of the Dead game on the Wii. I don't remember which ones is on it, but you can play House of the Dead on there if you'd like. But for me, it was just funny, and it was helping me kind of work towards getting over not being able to play zombie games. And so again, with the zombies, you don't care. It's a rail shooter. The game progresses you forward, so you don't have to force yourself to kind of creep through things. Like when I tried to play The Last of Us, I had a hard time getting myself to get my person to keep moving, especially with some of the zombie variations that are in there. Next on my list, and I played through this one and I reviewed this on my channel, is Until Dawn. Now, you can kind of interchange this one with The Quarry, but I'm going to stick with Until Dawn because that one is my favorite of the two. But for me, it feels like an interactive, scary movie. So it's a very decision-based game where depending on what you choose is going to have a butterfly effect, and you can sometimes lose your characters as a result of that. I really enjoyed the storytelling. The atmosphere is very dark. You're at the top of a mountain after a year after your friend dies. At the same mountain, you guys go back, and it's very like dark and gloomy, and then there's this other aspect to it where there's a mystery of like what's going on in the mountain, and it's not scary. Maybe a little spooky at times, but there was never a time where I felt like I couldn't progress through the game. And it's not a terribly long game, so you can beat it in a few settings. If I remember, I think it's about 15 hours, but you've got a really interesting cast. I always mess up her name, Hayden Patinier. I'm probably saying that wrong. And then the guy who plays in Bohemian Rhapsody, the main guy, I forgot his name already, but they're in there too, so it's really cool to see these characters, you know, interact with each other, and you learn to like and dislike some of the characters, and so when you do lose some of them, it really hurts, but the game is really fun, and if you haven't played it, it's released pretty much everywhere. I think they did a remake, but from what I've heard, you can just buy the original one for like more than like half of what the new one's released for, and you're still getting the same quality of gameplay. Very last on my list, and I'm going to admit this one I can't speak a lot on because I've only dabbled in the game, but I think that the atmosphere fits what I'm trying to achieve here. So we're talking about Hollow Knight. It's a 2D platformer Metrovania. It's got the perfect atmosphere, I think, and kind of the doom and gloom and interesting storyline to fit Halloween games that are not scary. If I would be very surprised if somebody watching this hasn't played it yet. Like me, I haven't played completely through it, but it is a really popular 2D platformer game that everybody seems to love, and I think it fits that quota of a really fun but sounds like challenging game to sit down in the month of October and enjoy yourself some Halloween themed stuff without scaring the holy hell out of yourself. So those are 5 not creepy Halloween games that I think that you can play in the month of October if you're somebody like me who doesn't like getting scared, or you're somebody who tries to play the scary games and cannot progress because you can't get yourself to keep going forward, and maybe one of these days I will get over it. If you like scary games, then you need to go to Retro Rivals because Jen is obsessed with them. She plays them all the time. She just did a really cool ranking video that you need to go check out. I've got who knows how many games she's played, but if you're somebody like me, this is my list. I would like you to tell me in the comments down below, what are some Halloween games that you think kind of fit the atmosphere, the ambiance of Halloween without being too overly scary? Now again, I'm just a big chicken. I feel like The Last of Us isn't even that scary of a game, and maybe I need to go back and try it again. But I think that it's really fun to try to find games that kind of fit this quota because it's really easy to find any game that scares the pants off of you, but what about the games that just kind of give you that Halloween vibe? But thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget, a pixelated world awaits.